So last video, we were talking about, some relationship stuff. Kind of meant to me, type of stuff that makes sense to me. Uh, Kind of had an abrupt, kind of stop there. We I got a phone call from my brother Tata, otherwise known as Mitchell the Hulk Young. Shout out to you. Me and him was talking for a little bit. We went over a few topics. He was like, you know what? This is some stuff that you should talk about. I thought about it, and it's true. Because here's the thing about that women don't know. Us men, when we talk on the phone, we don't be gossiping and shit like that. We be trying to figure out problems, figure out why people doing certain shit, figuring out why people are the way they are. That's basically what we do so that we can give advice to have our children not like follow that same path. So this video is actually going to be the difference between kids who grew up on food stamps and government cheese and kids who grew up on that WIC shit. Because there's something wrong with this fucking generation because we grew up on government cheese and food stamps, and at physical food stamps. You know what I mean? They taught us differently, all of that stuff. Everything was way different then. We knew to be respectful. Our brains, the way they develop, it just seemed like it developed better. I feel like we have more common sense now than these kids have now. And then you got the WIC kids, the kids who grew up on baby formula and shit like that. It's just different. It's super different. Because me and my brother was talking, and we are talking about how kids are different. And then he said something that made me laugh so hard I almost fucking cried. He said, these WIC kids are fucking retarded. Demonetization. I can't say that. I do not condone negative connotation or vulgar toward any race, any type of people, or anything of that nature. It's just something when me and my brother grew up in a different time. It meant something totally different. Like, when people say special, we can't say special anymore either. I don't want to get demonetized. I don't want nothing like that to happen. So being PC, these WIC kids is different, essentially, is what he said. I laughed so hard I almost cried. And then we started talking about it, and he had a point. These kids are different. They're different in a lot of ways. Ways that kind of don't make sense. Some of the stuff that they do is just... I'll give you an example of his story. And then I'll give you an example of one of mine. My brother told me that he was washing his truck because he drives truck. He was washing his truck with his son. He told his son, that he could wash his truck with him or whatever. Then the son proceeds to go right next to my brother and rinse the truck right exactly as he's washing it, basically. He was at the front. So if you helping somebody, right, wouldn't one person be at the front and the other person be at the back and y'all meet? Like, ain't that how it's... Maybe we grew up different. I don't know, but it makes sense to me. It don't make sense to be right next to the person. You might as well do it by yourself. I don't know. I have a similar story with my son. Every time I'm looking for something, it could be something as simple as my keys or he likes to put the oven mitt in his room or different places. Right after he puts the stuff in the oven, he'll close the oven and just walk off. He put the oven mitt wherever he is in the house, bathroom, his room. It don't matter. It'll end up somewhere else. So as I'm looking for it, he'll be like, "What you looking for, Dad?" I'll be like, "I'm looking for the oven mitt." He'll be like, "Okay, I'll help you," and proceed to look in the places that I just looked. Like if I'm looking under the bed, I'm like, okay, it ain't under there. And I go and I walk off, he'll look under the bed right after me. I don't know about y'all, but that shit irritates me. It's like I just looked there. What's the point of that? These kids is definitely built different. That's basically what what the WIC versus food stamps raising is like. That's what we were getting at. That's the end of my thought.